the prices are higher here. It's kind of like walking through a mall. It's definitely one of those Instagram specific type of situations. I don't maybe see why people spend multiple days here.
I'm working on my foreign voice.
Welcome to the beautiful lantern city, Hoi An. This beautiful coastal town in central Vietnam is many people's favorite when they come to this country. I have just arrived. I took a 45-minute car ride from the city of Da Nang, and we're going to do some exploring together. I have heard such great things about Hoi An that part of me wonders if it's even possible to live up to my expectations. That said, we're going to give it a fair shot, and we're going to explore it. And of course, for those just joining us here on the channel, welcome. My name is Hawkins. I'm a traveling singer-songwriter, and I'm currently backpacking through Vietnam. This is the Ba Mu Temple Gate. It was built in the year 1626, so almost exactly 400 years old, and it is just stunning. I kind of happened upon it by accident because I just walked straight into the old town, and this was one of the first things I saw.
She takes her time. She lives alone and unwise. She's stalling while calling out for more. She doesn't know what for.
As you maybe have already noticed, Hoi An is very full of clothing stores. That is because this city is famous for offering custom tailor-made clothing. It's a very popular thing to do here. I am, of course, sadly limited because I am traveling only with a backpack, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little shopping today. We'll see. Right now I'm headed to get some lunch from a popular banh mi spot that was actually recommended to me by my taxi driver. So if you are coming here from Da Nang, you absolutely can use Grab. That is the local Southeast Asia equivalent of Uber. However, I used Grab coming in from the airport several days ago, and my taxi driver gave me his WhatsApp and said, if you want to do any traveling in the area, just send me a message. So he has agreed to drive me here and later in the day drive me back to Da Nang for, I believe it was around $25 US. I successfully got my banh mi. The wait wasn't too long, but the reason that place is so popular, I discovered, is because Anthony Bourdain went there, and they really lean into it. They have pictures of him hanging up, and he's even on the bag that the banh mi comes in. I do have to say, that banh mi was really good. And considering it was a touristy, Anthony Bourdain-y place, the price was only $1.38. I'm now walking through the market, which has a nice mix of food and souvenirs. And so far, it does seem like the prices are higher here than anywhere else. I think that's, you know, pretty standard, that the farther away you get from the center or the most touristy part of town, the cheaper the prices are.
She's on the edge of the night. She's only blinded
I just stopped and bought a couple of mango cakes. They're like little donuts from a stand, and the price was 20,000 for two, which is roughly 78 or 79 cents in USD, which obviously is extremely affordable. But I do think that for these two small bites, that is probably the higher end of how much you would pay for that, which I include not to say I'm upset with that price in the slightest, only to say that things in Hoi An, especially in the center where I am now, they're definitely more expensive. It's not the best thing I've ever eaten, but it's not bad. I obviously haven't yet been here in Hoi An for very long, but my first impressions are, it's kind of like walking through a mall. Now, I don't mean that in such a negative way as it sounds, because it is beautiful, and I'm very happy and surprised there aren't that many tourists here. I mean, everyone here is a tourist, but it's not, you know, super crowded, thankfully. That said, it kind of seems like the thing to do here is buy clothes, which I don't have time to do, you know, get the custom fit, but I might do a little shopping. I'm definitely doing some browsing, but I think now I would like to sit in a cozy cafe and take a little break from the mall of it all. That coffee shop is very cute. I will say it's definitely one of those Instagram specific type of situations. I didn't realize when you go up there that you're not actually allowed to sit right at the edge of the rooftop because it is reserved for people taking pictures. But I will say that's one of the best coconut coffees I've had in all of Vietnam. So. All right, I did successfully do a little bit of shopping here at this nice ceramic shop, and then got a good chuckle when a man rode his motorbike through the ceramic shop. So I'm walking along the water now, and I've decided I'm going to cross over and explore the other side of the city, though I am getting the feeling it may be quite similar. It looks, at least from what I can see here, to be pretty much the same on either side. Lots of cafes and shops. I definitely would say it's mostly shops. So far, my feeling about Hoi An is that it's really beautiful and fun to walk around, but I don't maybe see why people spend multiple days here. From my understanding, a lot of backpackers will spend 3-4 days in Hoi An and only do a day trip to Da Nang if they visit at all. But I'm pretty happy that I'm doing the opposite. One thing that I definitely think is important to be prepared for if you're coming here is that there is a lot of selling. Look, I've mentioned this already. It's a place you go to shop, lots of clothing stores, but everywhere you walk, someone is going out of a restaurant, of a clothing store, of a massage parlor, trying to bring you in. And everywhere is happy hour, and everywhere has 2 for 1. They don't really. it does get a little bit exhausting, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and visit an Irish pub. I hate to be negative, but I was gonna go to this Irish pub. I had heard good things, and I think it's hilarious that no matter where in the world you go, there are Irish pubs. But a pint there was $10 US. Actually, it was more than that. It was $10.20, which is more than Ireland. It's more than New York. It's just about 4:30 now. The sun is sort of starting to go down. I stopped for a nice little cocktail and mainly just a sit down. And now I'm noticing more people here. I'm kind of wondering if maybe most tourists or tour groups, as I'm seeing, come closer to sunset, because it hasn't been too crowded up until right now.
She's on the edge of the night. She's only blinded by the light. Nothing unspoken, endless outward hoping's keeping me tied to her voice inside my ears, her freedom in the years, her laugh echoes my tears.
I just crossed over the Japanese bridge, which is an iconic wooden bridge here in Hoi An. I did some research to try to find out when it was built, but different places on the internet told me the 16th, 17th, and 18th century. So if my Vietnamese followers can let me know, I have no idea.
Her fun is to be had. Her future takes that path. Her time, it won't come back.
I think I've maybe made this clear already, but there's not a long list of things you have to see, have to do here in Hoi An. The big thing that people come here to do, besides just wander around and have nice moments in cafes, is get clothing made. And while I don't have time for tailored clothing, I think I'm here, when in Rome, I want to buy a skirt. As you can tell, the old town doesn't have cars, it's pedestrian only, but pedestrian and also little bike trolley. There are still motorbikes and regular bikes and these little bike pushing trolley situation. During the day, there really weren't that many other tourists here, but now as it's turning to nighttime, I think everything's gonna look quite beautiful with the lanterns and the lights. So I think that is attracting more tourists and making things a little bit more crowded. Now I feel like I can officially say I have been to Hoi An. I did in fact buy a skirt. It was just under $10 and I did do a little bit of haggling just for fun, but the woman was really sweet. It's a nice shop. And I feel like it's a skirt that I could wear at my shows. So if you see me wearing it at any of my concerts, you know where I got it.
She's on the edge of the night. She's only blinded by the light. She's on the edge of the night. She's only blinded
Well, I think it's fair to say that you can't really come to Hoi An and not see the river at night. You can see why this is sometimes referred to as the Lantern City. It's very, very beautiful. The lights are so nice, and seeing all the boats where people are releasing these little paper lanterns with candles in them. It's really nice. It reminds me of the movie Tangled in the best way. I definitely understand why the city got a lot more crowded after sunset. Well, my friends, I started this day here in Hoi An not knowing if it would live up to the crazy expectations that people have set for me in the city. And the reality is, I am so glad I came. I will say I'm kind of surprised that people spend multiple days here as opposed to Da Nang, but I had the perfect one-day experience here in Hoi An. I definitely recommend it as a day trip. I think it's really worth seeing, and maybe not spending a ton of time here. It felt kind of like a mall, and malls are fun, and this one is certainly the most beautiful one I have ever been to. As always, the music in this video was my original music. You can find me anywhere you get music online by searching for Claire Hawkins. I've also linked my songs in the video description. Thank you all so much for watching. I have more videos on the way, so make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, and I'll talk to you then.